Guys, we are switching it up today for the challenge coverage. Today, I don't have Donnie, but I have someone even better. I'm just kidding. Kelli from Beyond the Blinds is here on She Speaks It All. Hi, Kel.
Hi, I'm so excited. I cannot wait to just talk about the challenge and fan out with you.
Oh my God, I know, because if you find another challenge fan, it's like the conversation is endless. It's very
Right.
similar to like Bravo fandom, where like once you're like, oh, you like Bravo, but like the challenge, there's enough history of the challenge that you could be like referencing it constantly.
Absolutely. I've been watching since I'm probably 11 or 12. So it's really been a big part of my life.
And it's really crazy how much the show changed. Like it was just like it was a one-off special that the Real World and the Road Rules people would like battle. And then they
Mhm.
were like, this was people liked it. So they just kept growing it. And now it's like everyone wants to be on the challenge because it's some sort of marker for like athleticism or something.
Yeah, I mean, the way I think of it, I still think of it as almost like an indie band that I want to protect. And there is a
Uh-huh.
part of me that does not love how big it is now. I'm like,
I
no,
get it.
let's bring it back. How about we just dial it back a little?
I get it because I've talked about this before on the pod, so I'm repeating myself for some of you guys. But I stopped watching for years because I didn't have MTV, so it's like,
Mm.
didn't watch it. So then I tried to watch because they were promoting the new season when I was watching something else on like Paramount Plus. You know how they just constantly overload you with like this is also happening. So I was like, let me give this a shot. The very first episode was they had to stay overnight like holding up these heavy boxes, and then from there they had to run up a mountain after 24 fucking hours. I was like, what has happened? What last I checked, they were doing shit over like a pool with like little balls and things. Like it wasn't like this.
I know. And sometimes, Emily, I miss that because
Yeah.
if I can't run up a hill and carry 30 pounds, guess what? I get it. But if I
Mm-hmm.
can't hang out over a pool and throw a basketball into a hoop, I'm gonna be way more mad.
It's true. I like they can't go back now. It's like it's like they can never. They'd have to do even when they did the All-Stars like old school All-Stars
Yeah.
one. That was kind of sad because like the people were out of shape and like they basically the whoever won a couple of them was like, well, everyone else lost, so you just were the one who lost the best, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, so they can't like go back now because even when I do watch it when they're like less athletic, I'm like, get in line.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, my favorites have always been just the confessional queens, I guess you could say, like
Yes,
Katie Doyle, Jemmy, Veronica.
Katie Doyle.
Katie Doyle to me is on my Mount Rushmore of the challenge. And I know that people aren't going to love that, but it's a fact. It is what it is.
Dude, when she fell into the water and came up with two black eyes,
Yeah.
that is
The
unbelievable.
the elimination where she was smoking a cigarette while on a treadmill, say less. That's all I need from the challenge.
I think that like true challenge heads give her props. It's like, no,
Mm,
guys, like she was because the problem too is the challenge is so problematic in its history.
for
Like
sure.
if you even dig a little bit, there's like sexual assault allegations and like this. They settled that too, and then they couldn't bring back Evan and Kenny, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
Tanya's not, and none of them are
and
even allowed to
Tanya's
speak
discuss
about it.
it.
Yeah.
Nope, no talking about it. But when I watch, because I went back and did the rewatch from however far back Paramount Plus goes, and the beginning was so problematic.
I tried to watch The Island again and I couldn't watch
Oh,
that
but
season.
that season is they need to delete it.
For sure.
They need to pretend it never happened. That season is like awful, awful.
Yeah, I mean, this is truly what I think. I think Kenny was set up to kind of be what Johnny is now. And I think
Yep,
if all that didn't happen, Johnny Bananas wouldn't be the face of the challenge the way he is now. Because he
totally
was just
agree.
kind of their lackey, kind of.
Totally. They fucked him over constantly. He was the
Right.
bottom of their barrel. Like they were like, and then we'll like sacrifice bananas easily. He was always getting sacrificed by them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're right though. Kenny would have been the darling.
For sure. I
He,
mean, I
but
never liked him, but I
me too. I
got
was
why
gonna say,
people
but
did.
he's such a fucking prick.
I get why people liked
Yep.
him.
Me too. Me too. Because he
Evan,
was
I don't
good.
understand. I don't like Evan at all.
I don't understand the effing thing either. How are you liking though this season then of the Challenge USA? Did you watch the first Challenge USA?
Yes, I'm like how Bravo people watch every housewife. I watch every challenge. That's
Got it. Oh, that's your
thing.
thing. Oh, this is amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
So did you like the first season of the Challenge USA?
I did. I actually think I would like this season more if vets weren't on it.
Oh,
really? I know that's shocking because like I'm so over the vets always winning and always getting their way. And
really?
I think that's kind of why I like the first season of Challenge USA is because it's all new people. They're trying to figure out like a new way to play the game and kind of making their own spin. And it was easier for me to separate it, I think, being like, well, they're not challengers. Like they don't really know what's going on. And then like seeing how, and I'm so sick of Tori. Like Tori needs to be put on a break. She's been on far too many seasons in a row. Same with Fessy Fessel. I think he's been on too much. But yeah, I guess
lame.
Yeah, he is. He's so boring now. But yeah, so I don't know.
Okay, that's so funny. I have like an opposite experience. I only want them to have vets on in order to do. I feel like it doesn't count as a challenge without the vets.
Yeah, I guess I just thought of it as CBS's own little special thing, so I could still have like my MTV.
Okay. Because for me, when the vets show up, I end up rooting for them because I'm an asshole like that. Like I'm a purist and I'm like, you'll never be a challenger, okay?
And maybe I just needed different vets to come on, honestly. Because I love Wes. I think Wes is fun, but like I need a break from him. I need a bananas break. I need like a break from Tori. And I like Amanda, and I know that's so like everyone hates Amanda. I know, but Amanda reminds me of like a Veronica or how it used to be played, where you just like start trouble and just do what you can at a challenge and just like be crazy.
Now that's a big, as much as Veronica is a polarizing character in the challenge, that's a big compliment to compare what Amanda is doing to what Veronica used to do.
I think if Veronica had social media in the late 90s, early 2000s, it would be the exact same. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. I'm having to really adjust here because this is a lot. This is a lot to take in. For me, Amanda doesn't have enough fun. That's my issue with it. And I do understand you needing a break from Tori because her confessionals can get very rehearsed and very TV. Like, I don't know, she's very seasoned at this point. I hate that I love bananas as much as I do. I hate it. I want to hate him. And I do. I call him out and all. He's very problematic, but it's like him and Wes to me are the challenge. And I'm like, without them, I don't know what the hell they're going to do when Bananas can't do the challenge anymore. I don't know what he's going to do, rather. He's going to lose his damn mind. But yeah. I like needed them there in order to feel like it was a challenge.
Yeah. I mean, I also get that perspective too, right? Yeah. Like even how Wes acted this whole last episode, I was like, that is such like a veteran thing to do. So
yeah,
I see both sides. I guess for me, it's just easier to like separate the two if I don't have to see my challenge people on CBS.
Do you then did you not like when they started bringing new people onto the challenge?
No, but I understood it.
Yeah.
I think I liked it a little better when it was people from like Europe, like
I love that. Oh my God, they were so good. The UK people they brought in were like athletes.
Yeah, and they were more like,
I loved that.
Like Jersey Shore, but make it England. So they were messy too. And I kind of feel like I don't get that from Survivor people or Amazing Race people.
Because they're good at it. Like they actually play, like the challenge you don't really need too much strategy in terms of like mental games that you play, but like Survivor, Big Brother, maybe not, I don't really watch Amazing Race, so I have no idea what they do over there, but those two shows, it's basically only the mental game and the social game. As we're on the challenge, like if you win, you lose. If you lose, you lose. You know what I mean? It's like, you can be a little bit less like thinking 20 steps ahead and just kind of being in the moment.
Right. I mean, even like, I think Jonna is like a great example of that. Mm-hmm. Like she's had such a big comeback, and it's just because she's like, I mean, I think she's great now, but it's because she's good. Like, that's it. She's just good.
Yeah. No, although she did, she underestimated. They figured out that she gave that vote. Girl, you
I
fucked
think she was
up.
like, it's time for me to go home. Like, I don't
Yeah,
want to be.
she was like, damn, because it could have gone so great, but she didn't, this was their first time doing this sort of like secret vote, and then it's blah, blah, blah. So like, she didn't totally know how it would play out, and that they could figure out like, wait a minute, hold on. Do the math. That doesn't make sense. Now they're like fucking with it a little bit more and they're being smarter about it. But that's what I love about the challenge producers is they always come up with the most convoluted mix up way of doing the challenge, even though they've done it a million times.
So how do you feel about the Hopper?
So
Or do you want to get to that at the end, or?
We can discuss now. Johnny
Okay.
and I also discuss it. There is a concern that it could be rigged.
So it reminds me, it was right around Dirty 30 season. I don't remember if it was before or after,
God,
but
I love that season.
But it's the season with the white skulls where you had to like reach your hand in. And I was like, that was so fake. Like production in this, like TJ doesn't even show the ball.
That's what we say. And he puts it right in his pocket.
Yeah. So that's
why doesn't he hold it up? Then I would believe you. Hold it to the
Exactly.
camera. But he puts it right in his damn pocket. So they're like, okay, TJ, this is what we want it to be. Okay?
Exactly.
I am concerned. My thing though is the people in the challenge have to be questioning that, right?
I would assume so. I mean, again, when Jenna was pulling a white skull like every single time, people were starting to be like, hey, what the fuck?
What I like about those seasons when they have all those funny little artifacts and things is like they say with like all sincerity, like you got to go up there and get your red skull, and like it's so silly that they talk about the way, like the terminology that they end up talking about, like the tribunal or whatever the fuck. They just find the funniest little words for things, and they take it so serious all season long.
It's so funny.
I know, it's hysterical. But then when you get into the season, you're like, they need the skull. Like you get equally into it. You know what the skull represents.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up! That is so stupid.
Cold turkey may be great on sandwiches, but there's a way better way to break your bad habits. We're not talking about some weird mind voodoo thing from your crazy neighbor. We're talking about our sponsor, Fume, and they look at the problem a little different. Not everything in a bad habit is wrong. So instead of drastic, uncomfortable change, why not just remove the bad from your habit? Fume is an innovative, award-nominated device that does just that. Instead of electronics, Fume is completely natural. Instead of vapor, Fume uses flavored air. And instead of harmful chemicals, Fume uses all natural, delicious flavors. You get it. Instead of bad, Fume is good. It's a habit you're free to enjoy and makes replacing your bad habit easy. Your Fume comes with an adjustable airflow dial and is designed with movable parts and magnets for fidgeting, giving your fingers a lot to do, which is really helpful for de-stressing and anxiety while you're breaking a habit. Stopping is something we all put off because it's hard, but switching to Fume is easy, enjoyable, and even fun. Fume has served over 100,000 customers and has thousands of success stories, and there's no reason that can't be you too. Join Fume in accelerating humanity's breakup from destructive habits by picking up the Journey Pack today. Head to tryfume.com and use code SheSpeaks to save 10% when you get the Journey Pack today. That's tryfum.com and use code SheSpeaks to save an additional 10% off your order today.
Shut up! That is so stupid.
It is summertime. What does that mean? Sweating. Lots of sweating. And I hate smelling. I hate feeling gross. I hate it. This is why, though, I love Lumi, the whole body deodorant that I put in all the places that get a little funky. So I'm just smelling sexy from head to toe. I found Lumi years ago when I'd had a little hookup with a man, never to be seen again, but an odor that I had never smelled before came from that bikini area. And I was like, great, I have an STD. This is it. But because of my search history and some, specific search words, I got targeted by Lumi. And when I saw whole body deodorant created by an OBGYN, I thought, let me look into this further. So I impulse purchased, and a couple days later, I got the product. And ever since using Lumi, that odor is gone. Crisis averted, no STD. But what I do have now is a uniquely formulated pH balanced deodorant that is aluminum free, skin safe, and clinically proven to control body odor for up to 72 hours, which is, I hope you're showering in a 72-hour period. But hey, if you get stranded somewhere, you go to a festival, maybe you like that. I don't know. Like I said, I have been using Lumi for years. It was first out of an emergency situation, but now I use it daily. I get out of the shower, put it in the areas that I get smells that I don't love, and I never smell. Like I never smell, period. End of story. The fact that this was created by an OBGYN who had seen firsthand normal body odor being blamed on the vagine. So she's like, look, I need to make something that blocks this because too many women are making appointments with me thinking they got something wrong down there when it's just body odor. When you think about it, under your arms, of course that smells because, you know, your arms are down. They don't get a lot of airflow. Well, think about all the other areas in your body that don't get a lot of airflow. It's normal. And now you can smell like toasted coconut or clean tangerine or lavender sage. Lumi's starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, like mini body wash and deodorant wipes. And also you get free shipping. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get $5 off a Lumi starter pack with code SHESPEAKS at lumideodorant.com. That equates to over 40% off your starter pack when you visit lumideodorant.com and use code SHESPEAKS.
All right, let's get into this then. It's Wes versus Cassidy, which I really didn't see coming. Of all the things, I didn't see that turning into such a huge rivalry.
No, I mean, Cassidy just seems like just like a little kitten girl. I don't know how, I know this sounds weird, but just kind of like a little like kitten. I don't know.
Yeah, but she fucking hates Wes now. Like, you are dead to her, okay? You're fucking dead to her. But also didn't see Dusty's blow up happening like that either.
Dusty like frightens me.
Dusty scares me too. First the obsession with bananas, and now we're here.
Yeah, and I did see Amanda tweet that Dusty's actually like a nice guy. He was just really excited. Course. But that flip out, like, he's yelling about, what is it, Alyssa S, and she couldn't even vote?
Yeah, he was like, put 4 balls on my name, I'm fucking back in this game, motherfucker. I'm like, who is this?
Like, if you're in a room with Josh and making Josh look sane, that's not a good thing.
We have a problem then. Josh is even like, but I love how much they all love it. They're like, ooh, this is perfect. We're not going to correct you at all. We're going to allow this total. But Dusty is so convinced. Tiffany handled that very well. She did not need to raise her voice because he just looked like a fool.
Right.
He's like, it was you guys did it. You said that. Get away from me. Whoa.
I know. She's like, I voted for Preston and he knows it.
Yeah,
whatever his name is.
Sebastian. He's like, and he knows. But then he thinks it was the Alyssas and Tiffany who voted for him, but it was actually Michelle, Desi, Cassidy, and Chanel. And they're also in the other room like, okay, well, we're going to let them take the heat. Everyone's loving the deflection. Poor Tiffany, she's just got to absorb it, but she's like, oh, great.
I know.
Wes FaceTimes his wife. This was when I was like, that's why they brought Wes back for this one. Because it's like they choose who they invite. And I'm like, Wes, it's an interesting choice. And he admits, he's like, I'm embarrassed that I left my wife pregnant. But then he cries because he's like, this show has been a part of my life for like 20 years. And this is most likely going to be my last challenge. I even got choked up at the end when we thought he lost. I was like, oh, Wes.
Me too.
We'll see you later, buddy.
Like, as much as I talked at the beginning of the episode, like, I do understand why challengers are there, you know?
Yeah. Bananas has no reason. Bananas, you have no reason to be there.
Yeah, for sure.
So the challenge is TJ's favorite. Trivia. TJ likes it too much. I don't like the ones where he can like fling them off of stuff. Like when they get something wrong and he like hits something and they literally like flip off and land in the water. Like, remember when Anissa landed in the water and knocked her teeth out?
Yeah.
And then there's TJ laughing.
Yeah.
Like, listen, asshole.
I think trivia's fun. I mean, I still remember Banana saying Dutch when they said, what language do they speak in Australia? And he was like, Dutch. Always funny.
when they get hurt, when they fall into water, I hate it. I'm like, this is irresponsible, guys. Like, you should have done some tests.
I did notice they weren't as high for this one.
I think they had to, because like the insurance for this show, they're like, this is a lot of shows, guys. Like, we got Survivor, Big Brother, and Amazing Race. Like, we got to be a little more careful with them.
CBS is a little smarter than MTV.
And they didn't like fling them off. They just tilted it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this feels very tame. Literally, the one where they were like laying flat and then they got flung forward. And I love Anissa. Her fucking teeth were knocked out.
There was another one. I think they showed a clip of it this episode where Corey was sitting on like a tire and it exploded under him.
Yes.
I'm like, that must have hurt just the explosion.
Like, they really don't safety test these. They really don't fucking care. So Blue gets 2 wrong back to back, but they're all hanging on for dear life.
Mm-hmm.
Then the red team gets a question about who was like the Super Bowl champion of some year, and Josh has it right. He's saying the Chiefs, but dumbass Dusty is like, I hear him saying the Chiefs, but I'm going to say the Patriots. Ugh. Tiffany's confessionals were giving me life, though. She's like, go to hell, Dusty. She hates him.
Tiffany's really funny. And one thing I do actually like is like, I don't watch Big Brother or Survivor. So learning like these people I've seen on Twitter or whatever, it's really cool. And like seeing Desi as the most beautiful woman I've ever seen my whole entire life.
Right?
Like, where did she come from?
Is she Survivor? Yeah.
Yeah, she's Survivor.
Yeah, she's a force for
Yeah.
sure. So they're all hanging on for dear life. Dusty starts to really slip. And he says to Corey, you're going to have to grab me, bro. No, because then he's falling. No one's holding on to anything, you idiot. But his last words are, guys, oh boy. And then he falls. All of them kind of do that same thing. Like Wes goes, uh-oh, before he falls.
Oops.
It is a weird thing, though, like not being able to truly grip and just using like the friction of your hands as you're suspended on a glass plate over I'm sure that's terrifying.
For sure. I'm watching it. I'm like, what if he just crawled up and grabbed onto the top of the glass? I'm like, oh, wait, you can't. Never mind.
That's what I thought, too. But then they're like, then Sebastian specifically says in his confessional, it's bizarre. You can't hold anything. You're just using like, it is a strange thing. But then, so all the green team falls, and then it's just Alyssa S. And she looks directly into the camera and goes, this shit is not up to me. Directly into the camera.
I think it was Wes who was like, the only reason she's still up there is because of how afraid she is of falling. And I respect that.
Too. That would be me too. Josh falls hard when he hits the water. Like, that looked like it hurt.
Josh always falls hard. He
Josh
looks like
so clumsy.
He should be good at the challenge. Like, he's muscular, he's big, but he's just like CT said, he's just the biggest goof on the fucking planet.
He's so uncoordinated. Like somehow because even when they did the one last week or whenever it was when they were like swinging across the things, he can't really do anything. I never have faith in Josh, but I do really enjoy his presence. When Alyssa does get whatever the one she was going to get wrong and they tilt it again, I think she intentionally lets go. Like she's like, I can't, you guys. I can't.
Yeah,
and I was relieved. I was just like, plug your nose. That's a big thing. Plug your nose when you go down.
Yeah, she was prepped for that. She just plugged her nose like automatically as it tilted. Yep. She's like, I'm out.
She's like, this is it. We're going down. Tiffany held on for so long. She defied gravity.
Yeah.
She was like, it was vertical.
She did, and like it was like on her tiptoes. It was so crazy how she was holding on. She
made it look easy.
Like her.
I do too.
Yeah.
I like Tiffany a lot. I think she's fun. I'm rooting for her for sure. TJ gives Alyssa and Tiffany props. I love when TJ gives like the girls especially props, like when it's all wrapped up. Blue team wins because they don't think they got anything right. I think they got everything wrong, actually.
Like, I think Chris got a few right.
Okay, good for Chris, because the rest of them, they were like, we don't fucking know. So okay, back at the house, Bananas and Tori talk about, they're like, we're not going to be able to save Wes. Like, Wes, sorry, buddy, but like, we put a target on our back if we're like, no, I'm not voting for Wes. And I was really grateful they did that because like I said, I become very purist and I want the vets to win. Like, I think I'm like a bully. I think I would be a bully if I was on this show. I'd be like, well, you're not a vet? Like,
again, if it was different vets, I think I would care more.
Who would you like to have seen?
Darrell. Darrell's like one of my top.
The best in the world.
Like, Darrell for sure. I know Cam just had a baby, so Cam
Kill a Cam.
But
Leroy.
I love Cam. Leroy, like, just anyone other than basically who they picked.
Got it. Fair. Because I do love Leroy and I do love Jarrell and I do love Cam. So you said, I get it. There are better people they could have chosen.
And even, I mean, I thought John A was a great pick, honestly. But like the Tori, Bananas, Corey, like
Corey,
doing it for his girls. He's a parent, don't you know?
He says, that guy. I can't. He's always okay. I'm going to not go off on Corey for a second because like he drives me crazy. But he's not as bad as Nelson, but I like Nelson because Nelson's so bad. Like Nelson is bad. He rarely wins.
His quotes, he's like, it's not about the dog and the size of the fight. It's the fight of the dog that's in the size. And you're like, what?
And he's like, it makes sense.
It makes
sense.
Like, think about it. Think about
it. Like when he won during Ride or Dies, he won like one of the daily challenges and he was like, I did it. After all these years, I got one. I think he won a couple. And I was like, I'm just happy that he finally feels a little victory.
For sure.
I find Corey to be a weird choice because I like Corey to me isn't one of the stars by any means of the show. I get Tori, I get Bananas, I get Wes, but Corey, I'm like, oh, really?
But he's like an MTV darling because he's on Teen Mom as well. He's on Teen Mom. Oh, yeah. Him and Cheyenne.
What?
Cheyenne.
Wait a minute.
Cheyenne,
is that where he's from?
No, he was on Real World. I think it was Explosion.
Oh.
So he
was a dating show guy.
No, but it makes sense if he was. But Explosion was like exes came into the house. So I guess it's
That's
kind
right.
of
I remember that. Okay, yeah. Wait.
And that's when Ashley Mitchell was like, I could buy your whole family to Corey.
Wait a fucking second. So he's on Teen Mom now?
Yes.
Wait.
With Cheyenne from, I forget which season she started, but Cheyenne was on a dating show, I believe.
What is he doing on Is he a parent? Is that the
it's
parent?
Because Cheyenne and Corey met on the challenge. So like MTV was just like, you know what? You're not a teen mom, but we will bring you into the universe. Your head's exploding right now.
It's exploding right now that I just did not know that. Oh, so Corey is their little darling.
Yeah.
Well, this is interesting.
Right.
This is interesting. Okay, do I need to watch all of Teen Mom? We've discussed this before. Guys, I'm trying to get into Teen Mom. There's just so many seasons I get overwhelmed every time I go to start.
I mean, I can DM you some seasons to watch.
Yeah, because I feel like when I go to look, it goes so far back. The show's
like 16 years.
Yeah, it's been around so long. But there's now like the spinoffs, like the Teen Moms of Now and blah blah blah. And I want to be a part of that. Like
Family Vacation. That's like a fun, easy one to start.
Okay, perfect. Teen Mom Family Vacation.
Mm-hmm.
You heard it here first, guys. If you're looking, because there's always something about Teen Mom people in the news.
Oh yeah, they're fucking insane.
But like with the craziest of headlines, like not like I'll just randomly send it to Kelly. Like, okay, I need to get in on this Teen Mom thing because it's like someone was arrested for stabbing someone. I'm like, what?
I'm like, yeah, just another day in Teen Mom land.
Yeah, like it's so normalized for you guys. MTV's wild.
I know, and I've stayed there. Like, I'm starting to get more into Bravo, but I've definitely white knuckled it through MTV.
And if you think Bravo is problematic, MTV has such a history. Such a history. I mean, they invented it. They invented reality TV. Like, I remember it's the very first episode of Real World. It was just like, this is what I do now. I watch these kind of shows. So they've been hiding shit and covering stuff up for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Blue deliberates. How do you feel about them wanting Wes out? Does it make sense?
I think in the rookies' minds, it makes sense to get Wes out. But you have to get the head of the snake, which honestly is either Bananas or Tori.
Mm-hmm. And they've been trying. They would have, but But now they've done a really good job of switching it. So where they're going after Survivor and Big Brother going after each other.
Mm-hmm. I will say the hat trick thing that they did was so cool.
Yeah. It was weird when Bananas, it goes to Bananas and Tori both vote for Wes, but Bananas goes, I can't vote Tiff. I can't say her name. But then he still votes Wes.
Yeah.
Why not Tiffany?
I don't know. I don't care for Bananas. I'll never like him. I'm a Sarah Rice fan, so.
Well, yeah, I don't blame. Yeah, that will never be. I mean, that was like to this day, I still don't get it. He tried to argue in his favor and say that the reason he did it was because he knew it would be good TV, and like he thought the producers basically set it up for that. And I was like, yeah, but you still did it.
It's like, okay, Spencer Pratt, let's keep it moving.
He is the Spencer Pratt of the challenge.
Absolutely.
He's absolutely the Spencer Pratt of the challenge. Wes, on the other hand, is very, very affected by this.
Wes is more emotional in this one episode than I have seen him in 20 years.
He's like, I am fighting for my future child. I'm like, okay, we need to tone it down a little bit because this money isn't like necessary for you. You are self-admitted like millionaire. So like it's okay. A little bit of a stretch.
And I thought it was interesting when like Bananas was trying to talk him down a little bit and he goes, you don't have a kid on the way. And everyone was like, oh.
I was like, you're right. I don't. Yeah. Because Bananas, well, he's like, I was in your exact position last week, dude. You're not an expecting father. Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like, yeah, you're still like hooking up with 21-year-olds on the show, John. So
I know, right? He's like, you're doing great. But the Bananas is like, he takes this opportunity because Bananas is such a producer. He's like, wait a minute, this could be good TV. So he does this challenge was built on our backs for the last 2 decades. This is our house. It's your turn to protect it. Bananas.
What makes me so mad is I think it's more CT than like Wes. And I think it's more CT than Bananas, if I'm being honest.
Well, CT, yes. But where is CT?
If you look at his Instagram, it seems like he's kind of going through it. What's happening? Because I know that he had that really rough divorce. Yeah, so he's going through his rough divorce, and I mean, just a lot of videos of DM, like a lot. Oh no. Like a lot. And so much where he actually posted something, he's like, just so you guys know, I'm okay, I just missed DM. Because people like were like, are you okay? Because there was a caption, it was like, I can't wait to see you again. You were my biggest love. I need to see you again. Like, not those exact words, but like. I have a bit of a hot take on the CT-DM relationship too. Because I, remembered it the way everyone else did. Like, I was like, oh, they were so great. But then when I did my rewatch 2 years ago, I was like, this is a toxic, fucked up relationship. But what happens is when someone passes, you only kind of remember the positives. Like when you watch a true crime series, the person who passed is the best person ever. But the reality is like the relationship was pretty horrendous from CT, and also from DM was she had her stuff too, but it was when she was really sick that they finally like dropped it and he went to her side. But but he kind of rewrites history in his mind. I would agree with that. And there was a little, like, I almost want to say it was a maid or True Life, and it was DM trying to become like a ballroom dancer to get on Dancing with the Stars. Oh. That was her big thing. And it was right before the season when like CT tries to eat Adam alive, basically. Oh my God. So it was right before that. And that's what he keeps referencing when he's like, 5 years, your career in 5 years, we'll be together because of your career. And it's because she wanted to be on Dancing with the Stars. Like it was a whole MTV like thing. I had no idea. I don't think many people remember that special. Yeah, no, like I don't remember that at all. And she was in good health for the most part during that? Yeah, she was in remission, I believe. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so CT, the thing about CT was that he was such a like cartoon character of a human being. Like his accent, the way he was like such a bad guy and didn't care. When he had his comeback, when he came back and was like big dad bod guy, it was like, oh, I love CT now. Like he knew to like, he was humbled, he's like lost a bunch of weight though. He looks good. Yeah, for sure. But I would love to have him back on the challenge. I think it's missing. Yeah, he's a great challenge addition. Oh my God, just think of the possibilities if CT was on this one. Ooh. Because CT doesn't play by like the Bananas rules. Okay, wait a second. Now you're really Kelly, why'd you do this to me? Now I'm like, okay, the cast actually should have been totally different because I'm thinking of the possibilities of if CT, Jarrell,
You can have bananas there too, because then they could all like bounce off each other. But like Darrell and CT with bananas in that type of environment where they realize like vets have to protect each other, I would just be so curious to see how they would handle it.
For sure. And even like girl wise, I know All Stars 3 cast is really good for like the women competitors, so they couldn't have them on CBS, but I'm ready for like All Stars 3 to come.
Who's on All Stars 3?
Spoiler alert, everybody. But Laurel's
is this like secret?
It hasn't been announced yet, so I don't know.
How do you know, girl?
I know some things. No, Twitter. No, Twitter. But yeah, I guess some of the like the male cast is not strong. I mean, Leroy's on it. Tony's back.
Tony.
And then for the female competitors, it's like Cam, Cara Maria's back.
Ooh.
Laurel, Nicole.
Okay. Laurel and Nicole?
Yeah.
Yes.
And like,
ooh, so All Stars 3 is about to be, they finally got it right.
For sure. For sure.
Because the first one was a little geriatric. And I was like, I get what you guys thought you were doing, but I just feel kind of bad for them.
I'm like, Cyrus should not be on this.
Cyrus shouldn't be there at all. At all. It had good drama though. What's her face who got like all mad and stormed off, and Tina wouldn't do the challenge and wouldn't do the elimination and stuff. It had good drama like that, but like you do still need athleticism. I always like Mark. Mark is one of those that I like having him there. He's funny.
I think he would have been fun on the CBS show.
I'm realizing that too. Darrell, Mark, CT, and Bananas. Let's see how you handle it then. Because you're right, Bananas isn't strong without getting rid of the bigger people.
Uh-huh.
And Darrell's just so fucking cool. I love Darrell so much.
And like, I love a few years ago, he was like found passed out in some hallway at a hotel in Vegas. He was like drunk and just randomly passed out. And literally everyone was just like, it's Darrell. Everyone's fine. Like Darrell's fine. Like he's just a family guy who had a fun night. I'm like, I love that everyone was just like, that's fine. It's just what it's like.
No one's about to turn that into a thing. It's Darrell. We love Darrell. Okay, don't even. It's kind of like if Leroy did. I love Leroy too. Watching the Leroy Cam relationship evolve over the years was really great.
For sure. I agree with you.
Poor Leroy, though. He always stuck along with Bananas and always got screwed in the end.
To be honest, that's why I didn't love Leroy, because I felt like he could have been so much better, but he was just such like a tag along to Bananas.
Yeah.
But his confessionals were really funny.
No, he's funny. And him and Cam are just gorgeous together, too.
For sure.
Shut up! That is so stupid.
The last place I lived in had a hideous backyard. It was just one big old patch of dirt in the back. And in California, we're always dealing with droughts. So planting grass is a lot of water. And so you can't usually keep up with that. Plus, we had dogs that we were dealing with, and they wouldn't have cared about new grass. They would have ruined it. It felt hopeless. But then along came fastgrowingtrees.com. I had no idea that there was something this convenient. Fastgrowingtrees.com. You put in your zip code. So then it shows you a curated list of trees, shrubs, all sorts of different varieties that would work for your climate and needs. There's no waiting in line, going to the store, having to haul heavy plants. With fastgrowingtrees.com, you order online and your plants arrive at your door in just a few days. And the best part, if you don't have a green thumb like me, they have tree experts, tree plant experts that are just a Zoom, chat, or phone call away. They're always available. They're eager to help. They can even walk you through your entire garden to solve problems you're having with your plants and trees. And these fast growing trees plant experts have specialized degrees and training to help troubleshoot. That's like telehealth for your plants. When I moved into this apartment, I thought I was not going to be able to use fastgrowingtrees.com, but they have indoor plants and you can even narrow it down to pet specific, like pet friendly plants. So they've got all of it. And with the Fast Growing Trees 30-day Alive and Thrive guarantee, you know everything will look great and fresh out of the box when it's delivered. So join almost 2 million happy Fast Growing Trees customers. Go to fastgrowingtrees.com/bravo to get 15% off your entire order. 15% off at fastgrowingtrees.com/bravo.
Shut up. That is so stupid.
When Rocket Money sponsored the pod, I was a little judgmental, if you will, of all the people that say they had no idea they had all these subscriptions and then along came Rocket Money and it saved them all this money. I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure I know where all my money is going. But no, I got Rocket Money and they have it all laid out for you. You connect your bank accounts, you connect your credit cards, and they show a list of all of your subscriptions. And when they did that, I was able to realize that I was doubling up on so many streaming services. Like I had a couple subscriptions that encompassed multiple channels, but then I was also paying for the individual channels. I just didn't even realize it. So Rocket Money did help me. Looks like I shouldn't have been so quick to judge in that case, huh? But Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, but it also monitors your spending and helps you lower your bills all in one place. I have been using it for the budgeting features. I'm horrible with money. I'm a very frivolous spender. Here I am judging people for not knowing they have subscriptions, and I say I'm a horrible spender. But anyway, I have been very much appreciating the budgeting and the spending tracker. I'll get alerts like, girl, you have spent way more than you should have. And I'm like, fair. Before I lived in denial. Denial is much more fun for me, but not for my bank account or my credit score. But back to those subscriptions. With Rocket Money, you can easily cancel the ones that you don't want with just the press of a button. You don't have to wait on hold and talk to customer service. Rocket Money does it for you. It's like a concierge, kind of. Rocket Money can even negotiate to lower your bills for you by up to 20%. All you have to do is take a picture of your bill and Rocket Money takes care of the rest. Okay. With over 3 million users and counting, Rocket Money customers have saved an average of $720 a year. So stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and manage your money the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/she-speaks. That's rocketmoney.com/she-speaks. rocketmoney.com/she-speaks.
So, okay, the Hopper has Alyssa S 2, Michaela 1, Chanel 1, Dusty, boop, 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 boop. I love when that thing comes up. It's 7. You get 7. Dusty's pissed, obviously. Tiffany's confessionals are funny because, once again, she's like, bye, Dusty. Come get your ass kicked. Bye.
He's like, I'm ready to fucking eat. I'm like, Dusty, what?
Yeah, what does he say? I'm ready to eat you, G. Let's fuck a bunch of cowards on my team. They all threw me in. I busted my ass for them. I'm coming back.
It's like you got 4 questions wrong and fell off first.
But then Wes just goes, I mean, ditto. Like, I'm not just gonna do this. All right, so crank shafted. You have to be on top of the wheel. The other one is untying like a little steering wheel, and then they put that on and try to crank it. And then if that doesn't work, they got to go to the bigger one. But it's knots, and Wes is scared because him and knots, they do not get along. Dusty and Wes's stare down though is funny because they've been doing the stare down shots of anyone that's going to go in the elimination, and they just like stand there. But Wes is like, I'm gonna have a little fun with this, so he's like getting in Dusty's face. The stare downs make me uncomfortable. I
agree. It's just silly. It's unnecessary. Like,
no one stands that close to the other person and just like,
this isn't the WWE. Like,
no, like, stop. Don't do that. Okay, so Wes, he's so meticulous, he's methodical, he's untying it slowly. It just feels like he's gonna lose. That's the way they're absolutely editing this. I'm like, oh, poor Wes. He actually isn't good in eliminations. Wes is not like notorious for winning. He's actually notorious for kind of, in my opinion, losing eliminations. Like, Bananas will win, but I feel like Wes is very hit or miss.
There was one season where him and, I want to say it was like Casey, got thrown in almost every single time.
Oh my God, wait. Was that when they had to run through a forest or sand or some shit like that?
I don't know.
Casey, the blonde girl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I know exactly. That was that old while ago, right?
Or it was like Mandy. He had 2 blondes that he was...
Oh, it might have been Mandy.
I think it was Mandy.
I think it was Mandy. Because the Casey one was when they had to do like with the backpacks on and like run through it. And he was such an asshole to her. Oh my God. They had like TJ had to step in because she's like, can he stop? Can he fucking stop calling me an asshole? But when he was with Mandy, I forgot. Didn't he have like a fling with Mandy?
Yeah, they were exes.
That's right. There it is. Yeah, they did get sent in all the time. But what the hell? When Dusty falls in, what was in that thing?
I don't know, but I was so disgusted because I thought they were falling onto wood chips. That's what it looked like from like the aerial view. And then when it was like a splash, I was like, wait a second.
It was so gross. Like, why did it need to be this dirty pool
Why
of
was it chunky?
water with like you took gravel and like put it in there?
And did you see Dusty picked it up and smelled it?
Yes.
Okay.
That also alarmed me. I was like, what does it smell like? Please inform us, because ew. Yeah, no, there was just let it be water, or let it be like a bouncy thing. They don't need to, like, why do you have to humiliate them?
Right.
They have to, though. They must be at least a little humiliated in everything. So when Dusty goes, though, he's a little bit more haphazard. He's just trying to like get the thing off. But it does feel, because when he doesn't even try with the first one, and he just goes straight to the second bigger wheel, I'm like, this is it. Wes is done. And then Dusty gets Wes off pretty fast. And Wes, in his like pool of sadness, he can't even get up. And they were like, and whatever producer was like, Bananas, go. And so Bananas walks over and gives him like a pat on the back. And Wes is like, I don't need a back rub. He's like, all right, dude, I'm just trying to fucking be nice. Okay, get up. Come on. But then the long drawn out reveal that actually Wes won by 37 seconds. I need the tape. I need the real footage. I want to time it myself.
And I need to see whose ball was really chosen out of that thing.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I need you guys to come correct here, okay? Because that didn't make sense. Whether it was editing, but the whole, like, Wes thought he lost.
Yeah. And like I don't understand. And Dusty did get that second wheel off pretty quick because Desi said
start from the outside.
Exactly. And then like, I don't know. I'm like, they're sneaky. The challenge has always been sneaky. I mean, allegedly, like Bananas, when he stole money from Sarah, the reason he was able to stay up so long is because he took Adderall.
Oh.
So like, there's a lot of like different things, and like,
why would you want to take Adderall in the middle of that challenge?
Early seasons of the challenge is my favorite because these guys are all roided out of their minds. And
Wes, for sure.
And like by the end of the season, they're smaller.
Yeah, it's so true. They come in like pumped up. They're
like the back knee on the guys, because that's just like
that's what happens. Oh, that's so funny. Oh yeah, early seasons of the challenge, they're like, whatever you got to fucking do to make it work. But like, who would even want to take Adderall? Oh my God, that just scares me. Just like the thought of being on a mountain high on Adderall. No, that sounds so dangerous.
For sure.
Honestly,
like,
I don't know how Bananas has won as many. I mean, I will give him his props because those challenges are hard. Like, no human should be able to even do it.
Mm-hmm.
I love when there's like the one who's a total underdog who is like barely making it, but they finally get there like 3 hours after everyone else did.
Devin finishing.
That's exactly who I
And I mean, I will say, like, I do understand why people love Bananas. Mm-hmm. It's just like, for me, not my thing, but I get it. You know, I get why people think he is the face, because he is. I'm just in denial. Yeah.
I still can't believe he never gave Sarah a penny.
Listen. And Sarah will probably never come back because of that. Mm-hmm. So she was supposed to go on All Stars 3, and they kind of like tricked her. I'm very deep in the challenge.
I love this, Kelly. This is amazing.
So they tried to trick her and said like, Susie's coming, because she'll only do it if Blonde Susie, who she has a podcast with.
Okay.
If Susie comes. So she gets there and they're like, oh, Susie's not here. And she's like, I'm out.
So she showed up and left?
I'm pretty sure. Or like somehow she got in contact with Susie, and Susie's like, I was not asked to.
Shut. Oh, God.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I'm like, I would do anything to have Sarah Rice, my favorite camp counselor, back.
She deserves to come back. Bananas could have made it right. Been like, no, I did split with, like, maybe you wanted to make good TV, but then after be like, no, I'm absolutely splitting it with you.
Yeah.
Like, if you wanted to have that moment where it's like, I mean, obviously it's good TV, it's iconic, whatever, but but you never gave her $1.
Right.
And you knew what she wanted to use that money for. You fucking asshole.
And Sarah helped them win that season.
No, Sarah and Bananas were an amazing team too. They were unstoppable. Like they legit could have done anything because she was good at the puzzles. Bananas was good at all the physical stuff. So like together,
yeah,
such a shame. They could have been like a power team.
Yeah,
like I would have wanted them to come back and like team up together again. Like they could have been ride or dies. They could have done ride or dies together.
We could have had it all.
God damn it! It's all his fault. Wes trades with Chris on Blue. Blue is now stacked. Blue is a force.
But I think they're going to become such a big target.
Oh, they are such a target.
Like everyone's going to realize what happened.
Mm-hmm. And I think production must be like, that is looking like it's too easy. So what little wrench can we throw in the plan? They always do a change up anyway, but like I swear part of it is determined on like what's going on. They have so many tricks up their sleeve.
For sure.
That they're like, don't worry, we're not going to make it unstoppable. I love when they piss off Bananas, too. I love when they make it hard for Bananas.
Me too.
Yeah.
Clearly.
I like Bananas throws a fit, and I'm like, yes, that's good. He just gives us the TV. I love Cassidy, though. She's like, all right, he's here on Blue.
I know. I really did like how she was just like, fuck him, he's going in. And everyone was just kind of like, okay, yeah, for sure.
Whatever you want, girl.
Whatever you need.
All right, well, that wraps it up. Okay, well, you're definitely coming back.
Yeah, whenever you want. Like I'm not good with housewife shit. I can do the challenge like back of my hand though.
When is All Stars 3 coming out? Is there a date yet or no?
I don't think there's been a date.
Ooh, so it's that far away.
But like there are hookups that I know that happen and
Shut up!
A relationship comes out of it, and I'll tell you off.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna hang up now. Bye, because I need to go hear this. Maybe I'll tell you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you guys so much for listening to She Speaks It All, a podcast from the creator and host of She Speaks Bravo in partnership with Cloud 10 Media. Make sure you are following She Speaks It All Pod on Instagram and TikTok. And of course, make sure you are subscribed or following this podcast. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. And if you want to support me, head over to buymeacoffee.com/SheSpeaksBravo and buy me a coffee or 2 or 5. Thanks, you guys. See you next time.